Hey guys, Dan Bidondi, ForTruthRadioShow.com, and advocate for gun rights here in the state of Rhode Island. I just want to address a post that was put out by the Rhode Island Coalition Against Gun Violence, put out today, Saturday, April 6, 2019, referring to a huge rally we had at the State House opposing the anti-constitutional draconian gun laws on the April 2nd, Tuesday, at the Rhode Island State House. So here's what they posted on their Facebook. Gun rights activists are increasingly using more threatening tactics around the country. This was plainly evident on Tuesday night at the Senate judiciary hearings here in Rhode Island, as several testifiers at the end of a long night of hearings accused Senate judiciary members of being quote-unquote criminals and threatening to not obey laws if military-style assault weapons and high-capacity magazines are banned. One individual testified pulled an empty high-capacity magazine out of his pocket. Later, one judiciary member asked, what if it wasn't actually empty? What if he had a ghost gun on him that had gone through the metal detector? Threats need to be taken seriously while demanding gun rights, quote-unquote, are putting the public in danger, question mark. And as you can see, word for word, that's right from the Facebook page. So I want to address a couple of these things. When they say gun rights activists, quote-unquote, are increasingly using more threatening tactics around the country. First of all, hold on. It's not a threat when you say you got to defend your civil liberties. That's not a threat. Okay, that's our constitutional duty and responsibility to defend those God-given and constitutional rights. It's not a threat. It's your right and duty as an American citizen to defend them even against your own government, because that's the whole purpose of the Second Amendment, is to defend ourselves against our own government if they attack our civil liberties. And they said, they plainly evident on Tuesday night that the Senate judicial hearings here in Rhode Island, several testimonies, there should be, at the end of the long night, accusing Senate judiciary members of being criminals, they put unquote. Well, hold on a second. Okay, the guy that spoke 2 times after me, okay, that called the committee criminals, I spoke to him. He actually sent an apology to Senator Lombardi. I guess he got caught up in the moment. He wasn't referring to everybody there. And when I testified, I was the one who, that actually referring to me of making threatening testimonies. It wasn't threatening. Just say, hey, we're defending our rights. But anyway, he sent an apology to Senator Lombardi. And what he meant was, which he's right, okay? The thing is, the Constitution is the law of the land. That's the law. So anybody, I don't care if you're a politician, police, whoever, person, if you advocate, push and try to push gun control, which violates the Constitution, the Second Amendment, you're violating the law, thus you're a criminal. And yes, and I don't care if it's a politician, if you're pushing gun control, you are a criminal. Plain and simple. And he really didn't mean everybody there, and I didn't mean that either. I have a lot of respect for many of the senators here in Rhode Island, many of our state representatives, but I have no respect for our governor, no respect for our Attorney General, who constantly advocates to destroy our Second Amendment. So, yes, they are criminals, okay? But there's a lot of good people in the State House, the House and the state reps, and the state reps and the Senate. Great people we have here in Rhode Island. So it's not referring to everybody, just the people who are trying to violate the Constitution, and they are criminals. Okay, and it goes on here to say that threatening to not obey laws if military assault-style weapons and high-capacity magazines are banned. Excuse me? The Second Amendment is the law of the land. And the Constitution says any law that's repugnant to it thus becomes null and void. So the lawmakers who push that thus become the criminals. So it's not a threat, like I said, and now they're referring to me mainly, because I took up 22 minutes screaming at these people. And that is not a threat. That's saying, hey, we're making a declaration to defend our civil liberties. We're honoring an oath. I took an oath too. So we're honoring our oath to defend our constitutional rights against any enemies, foreign and domestic. So anyway, one individual testified. They said, all right, pulled out an empty high-capacity magazine from his pocket. Later, one judiciary member asked, what if it wasn't actually empty? What if it had a ghost gun that had gone through the metal detectors? I'm going to stop you right there. I took the liberty. I called the Capitol Police today, approximately at 12:20 p.m. in the afternoon. I spoke to an Officer Derry at the Rhode Island State House. I asked him if he was there Tuesday during the hearings. He said, yes, I was there all day. I said, now, Rhode Island Coalition Against Gun Violence claimed that somebody brought in a high-capacity magazine, and they said there could have been, what if there was a ghost gun? The cop laughed, okay? He said, there's no way possible. We would never allow it, okay? We would never allow a magazine to come through the metal detectors. And he even said, ghost guns have metal components. We would have picked them up. He goes, that's impossible. It didn't happen. So there you have it right here, Rhode Island Coalition Against Gun Violence, clearly just lying, plain and simple. And you could call the Capitol Police, feel free, ask for Officer Deary. He'll confirm my message, tell me, I spoke to, Dan Bidondi, and basically, anyway, this is one of the magazines here. High capacity magazine, oh, this is metal. This is a military grade magazine. And this is the standard magazine, which are both 30-round magazines. And both of them, even though this is plastic on the outside, the spring and components in here are metal. This one's loaded. So either way, loaded, empty, or whatever, the metal detectors would have picked it up. And oh, how scary, 30 rounds are in here. Ooh, yeah, because we're defending our civil liberties. But yeah, there's no way in hell, okay, we could have got any of these things through a metal detector at the State House. Confirmed by the Capitol Police. So you're caught lying right there. And right at the bottom says, threats need to be taken seriously. While damaging gun rights, while demanding gun rights that, quote unquote, are they putting the public in danger? And they had like 3 people, like it, the post, because they don't have much support in Rhode Island. So 3 people like the post. But here's the thing. Rhode Island Coalition Against Gun Violence, Moms Demand Action, you're the one making the threats. Because, and your lobbyists, your politicians, you people are the ones making the threats. Because you're telling us you're going to try to take our Second Amendment away, violate our Second Amendment. And I know, we're not taking the Second Amendment. Yeah, you are. That's exactly what you're trying to do. All right, you, by threatening our civil liberties, you're threatening our well-being, that we can't defend ourselves, our families, our homes, or anything else. So you're the ones making the threats. So don't reverse it upon us, because the Constitution makes it very clear that it is the citizens, the people's right and duty to defend their civil liberties against their own government. That's the creation, the only reason stated by James Madison and Thomas Jefferson and George Washington. I could go on and on with the names. The sole reason for the Second Amendment is so we, the people, could defend ourselves against our own government. So don't try to twist it around, or we're putting the public in danger. No. Even the FBI has admitted we, the people, the citizens, have more success stopping crimes than even police and military. Which military, they don't police on American soil, but we have more success than the police department. Because police can't be everywhere, and it's a fact. FBI.com, you can check it out. FBI.gov, I'm sorry. Check it out for yourself. So don't go making false accusations, trying to scare people that we're putting the public in danger. We protect the public. If I see my neighbor getting shot up over there, I'm going to go right out there and save him. So don't tell us we're putting the public in danger. You're the one putting the public in danger by trying to take our most sacred Second Amendment away, because without the second, you don't have the rest. And I know how you people are. You got to attack the second, then you got to attack the first, and so on, until we have a socialist, communist country that in the history of this world, socialism has never worked, ever. It's only led to deaths of hundreds of millions of people. It's only led to the loss of major civil liberties. So this is Dan Bidondi for TruthRadioShow.com and the Rhode Island, just gun rights supporter in general, I should say, and because there's so many gun clubs out there, so many organizations, which is great, and we're growing exponentially. And it's how pathetic you people are from the Rhode Island Coalition Against Gun Violence and Moms Demand Action. You had to bust people, and we got it on, the pictures and all that. Busting, and I'm going to put it right there. That's right, you bust in. It's a bunch of people to try to show some kind of support. Because here in Rhode Island, Democrats, we had a liberal come out and say, hey, I'm a complete liberal, but I love my Second Amendment. What you're doing is draconian. We have LGBT with us, okay? Democrats, LGBT, Republicans, Libertarians. I'm an independent constitutionalist. So we have people of all walks of life here in Rhode Island that love our guns, love our civil liberties, and that's why you're failing. And you're going to fail this year, you're going to fail next year and the year after, because especially next year, because we're putting more good people in office. You people are done. Tell Michael Bloomberg to pack his tents and get the hell out of our state with his crap. So this is Dan Bidondi, and people out there, keep standing for your Second Amendment. We're winning the war. As you can see all over the country, we're winning this. with stopping these anti-gunners, or these anti-constitutional socialist slime, cockroaches, I should say. So anyway, you need to keep fighting, folks. And because we're winning this war, we're on the right side of history as a Constitution and American history show. That's why they took civics out of school. So, you know, the other things too, we got to start helping these children, teaching them firearm safety and everything else, because what they're doing is they're trying to brainwash the children and everything else. So we're going to get into that some other time, but thank you for joining me. And so I just want people to spread this and, you know, let other people know public. We're not a threat to public danger, as the Rhode Island Coalition Against Gun Violence says. So anyway, damn Bidondi, remember, you are the resistance. Declaring war on the New World Order. TruthRadioShow.com.